Hi, we're here and we are talking about the authority test. This is our team training for today, and first thing I'd like to ask you all is, what do you think of when you think of authority? What's authority?
When I think of authority, I think of
President, okay.
Parents, babysitters, policemen, the government,
church leaders.
Pastors, right? Good. Well, the purpose of the authority test is to prove our respect for authority that God has put in our lives. There's three things that are very important when we're in the authority test. We have to have the proper attitude toward authority. We have to recognize legitimate authority, and we have to respond properly to wrong authority. Authority is the answer to chaos and lawlessness and poor organization. This test reveals our attitude towards authority, and it also brings up some other things that, as we're responding to authority. Why do you think it's important that we pass the authority test?
Submitting to authority is basically like submitting to God's authority. And if we aren't submitting to the authority that God has put in our life, then we basically aren't submitting to His authority.
Good. Really good. Anyone else? I think that was a pretty good answer.
Yeah, if you're not submitting to authority which God has put into your life, kind of like tagging onto what Chloe said, then God can't bless you, can't promote you, can't move you forward in life.
Good. Really good. As leaders, we have to develop the proper attitude toward authority that isn't changed by the people in authority, whether they're good in authority or they're not so good in authority. There are a couple things that are really, really important when you are in this test, things that you have to be aware of so that you can pass this test. First of all, attitude is everything. Developing the proper attitude, if you guys want to write this down, there are three ways that we can help develop the proper attitude, through awareness and acknowledgement of authority. And just to give you some examples, there's your family, your career, your job, at church, in school, or in your community. Just having an awareness and an acknowledgement of who is an authority. The second thing in developing our attitudes is being in authority and under authority. We've got to be able to flow in and out. If there's an opportunity where some authority has been delegated to us from like the main person in authority, we need to be able to recognize when that comes into our world and submit to that authority, even though it's not him. Maybe it's not the top dog, but it's someone else that's been sent to oversee something. But it's also important to be able to quickly be under the authority and to be over in authority, so that we can flow in and out of those things and have an understanding and just a flow of being in and out. There's also two kinds of legitimate authority: delegated authority and functional authority. Delegated is what I was talking about with the top dog giving someone else the instructions. And there's also functional authority, which is like your teacher or a stewardess or something like that, who in the moment, they are the authority. They don't come home with you and tell you what to do. They are just responsible for situational type things. And the third thing for developing our attitude is accepting God's word on authority. It says it very clearly in Hebrews 13:17, "Obey your leaders and submit to authority. They keep watch over you as men who must give an account. Obey them so that their work will be a joy, not a burden, for that would be of no advantage to you." So that kind of speaks for itself. God's word always helps us correct our attitudes. So what do we do when authority fails? This is letter B under how we pass the test. When authority fails, God is looking at our response. So he's fully aware of where things have gone wrong. He knows when mom and dad made a wrong. He knows. But your attitude in it is what God is looking at. He is looking for your response to be a positive one and to be honoring and respectful. There is a right response to authority and there is a wrong response. A wrong response would look like showing anger, talking about the leader to other people, punching or hitting somebody because you're mad. And The right response to failed authority is to appeal to a high authority, go over their head, or to peacefully withdraw from that authority's jurisdiction or sphere of power. So what I want to talk about now is the assessments that we have here. Based on what we talked about in the break when we took the assessment, what is the thing that you feel you could improve on? You don't have to share, but if you're willing to share, just where you can show more respect or have more respect for authority.
To think higher of the people I disrespect.
Good.
My parents,
Good.
like most of the time I'm very respectful, but sometimes I just lose it and I go like,
Great. Well, thank you all for being here. It's been a great training, and we're all going to go out of here stronger and more informed.